Hi everyone, I hope you are well. So today I want to do a video that's a little bit different and it might not fit into the channel necessarily, but it's kind of like a personal thing that I'm doing at the moment, so I kind of felt like I should update you and I'd put out on Instagram whether anyone wanted to hear about it and be part of the process, and there was quite a good feedback saying yes, so here I am doing it. I'm a little bit nervous about this because I don't know, there's no structure to this video. I don't really know how it's going to work out. I don't really know what my plan is. I'm just kind of doing a first video just to introduce what's going on. What are you doing? So obviously last week was the horrendous news about Manchester and the bombings that had happened at the Ariana Grande gig, and I don't know what it is, but news has never really like stuck with me like that did, and that news really like shook me to my core, and it will stay with me for the rest of my life, I think. So I woke up to it, I think on the 22nd, I think I worked out to be, so the Tuesday, heard the news, and I think I cried intermittently like all day. I was so sad about it. Really felt that, I don't know if it's because it's close to home, I don't know if it's because I'm a mum or I'm older or because children were involved, but yeah, it was just horrible news. And I don't know, that whole day I just mourned the loss, felt really sad, hugged like Rory a little bit tighter, just basically had like a day of mourning. And then the next day on the Wednesday I kind of just woke up and decided that it's time just to stop living the way that I've been living recently since having a baby. And there's nothing like particularly bad and there's something major going on. I made that sound way more dramatic than it is, but since having Rory I have definitely put myself second, which obviously you just do as a mother naturally, and haven't been looking after myself as well as I should be. So some days I won't eat, if I do eat it's not properly at all, don't drink enough water, don't sleep very well, don't unwind, lots of different things like that, and I've started to feel really sluggish. Since having Rory I have never felt happier and more content within myself, but also I'm quite grumpy, which isn't like me really. So I decided to start making very small changes to start kind of uplifting things and to start, I don't know, I don't want to feel like I'm not on like some personal venture, like I'm not going to go like move to Bali and buy a beach hut and live off the land, nothing like that. I just want to make very small changes to just feel a little bit better about myself. So I thought I would document that process and let you know what those changes are going to be, let you know how I get on. And quite a few mums said that they kind of wanted to do it together, so we can do it together, and yeah, just get on with it really. Okay, so the first little change that I wanted to make was to, I've got them all written down here, was to drink more water. So I'm terrible for not drinking water, always been terrible for not drinking water. I'm terrible generally for not drinking at all, and especially since having Rory, there'll be some nights where I go to bed and I feel really dehydrated. So drinking more water has been a big one. Ever since then, like ever since last week, I have been really good at it. I bought a big bottle from Primark, it's huge. And yeah, since doing it, I've done it every single day and I've definitely noticed the difference. Today I went for a walk before I had any water, and I could just feel the difference. I just felt really lethargic. I didn't feel like I had so much energy. So yeah, so drinking more water is a big one. This is probably the one that I feel like I'm gonna fail on the quickest. So I'm the most on it with this one because especially when I was pregnant I was quite good at drinking water and it's depleted since then. But yeah, drinking more water, and I definitely feel the difference, which I don't think I was in tune enough to notice beforehand. Obviously having a 6-month-old baby, you need quite a lot of energy, and it's definitely helped with that. The next one is to eat well and also to eat breakfast. So I've never ate breakfast in my life. Obviously I have, but like I've never been good at eating breakfast. So to start eating breakfast, it's easier now because Rory has 3 meals a day. So I'm sat down with him anyway. So I will just eat whatever he's eating. So he's having a toast, bagel, cheese on toast, whatever he's having, I will also have, which is good for him too because it shows that connection that we're eating the same thing. And I've felt loads better since that. I feel like I'm getting hungrier now. I'm eating like square meals a day, but yeah, and also to eat well. I don't mean to eat like super healthy because I'll never be that girl, but just to make healthier choices, I suppose. Like sometimes I'll reach for the most convenient food possible, and now having a baby who's eating the same thing as me, that's not possible. The next one is to unwind. I'm really bad for this, especially with vlogging in YouTube. I will stay up late doing that and then I will just go to bed once I'm too tired to carry on. So unwinding just means like, even if it's just like 5 minutes reading a book before bed, like sitting in a room with nicer lighting, I don't know, talking to Rich before we go to bed, just something like that, like something that doesn't involve screen time, phones, anything like that. I've also started to go to bed earlier, so I would go to bed with Rich and then I would stay up later and do blogging and vlogging. I'm not... Do you want to come over here? Are you okay? I'm not 100% sure how that balance is going to work out, because I also don't want to blog or vlog around Rory, and I've always had that rule. Let me pick him up. When I say vlog, I've got no problems filming around him because he's quite happy, but I mean like editing and stuff. I don't want to be like my head in the computer all the time, so I used to do it when he was in bed, so I'm either going to have to get really efficient with it, or I don't know, I'll strike that balance soon and I'll keep you updated. Next one is to declutter, and I'm a huge declutterer, so there's not actually that much to declutter. I always feel better for it, but there's a couple of areas in our house which definitely need updating. My wardrobe is one of them, which is the first one to go. Next one is to start choosing, oh excuse you. Next one is to start choosing my battles a little bit more. So I'm really bad for being principle driven, so anything that involves like something being of principle, I will be at it like a bull to a rag. Like honestly, I will just pick anybody up on anything if it's out of principle. So sometimes something won't even bother me, but just because out of principle it will, if that makes sense. So I really want to just start choosing my battles, nag Rich a little bit less, cut all of the kids some slack, I don't know, you know what I mean, just basically like stop getting too involved in things that probably don't need that energy. Next one is to care less. This has helped since having Rory. I care way less. Like I care less about material things, I care less about being in a certain place or looking a certain way. I don't have that anymore, but when it comes to blogging and vlogging and I don't know, the way I present myself, I suppose, I do still care. So I'm gonna kind of stop comparing. Comparison is the devil, and just stop doing that basically. That's probably one of the easy ones that I found, because like I said, just having Rory consumes a lot of that, so I care way less about like, I don't know, like I said, material things I suppose. I'm not trying to chase the next thing, but yeah, I think mentally maybe I'm still not quite there. Are you okay? The next one is consistency. I really need to be consistent. I'm terrible for being consistent, whether it comes to blogging, Rich, housework, parenting. I'm so inconsistent, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to choose a few things just to really get consistent on. So one of them is going to be Rory's routine, the next one is going to be blogging, and then I can't think yet of the third one, probably just housework and stuff. I really want to start working on consistency. I think it's got something to do with being what are you doing? What's that? I think it's got a lot to do with my horoscope, if you do believe in that, but Gemini is really inconsistent and that's something that I really want to get to grips with. Next one is to hustle, and yeah, just basically, that sounds really cringe, but just to work a lot harder. I do work really hard, but I'm not very time efficient, I don't say. Like I don't cram the most important things into the limited time that I have, and I will spend, I don't know, before I realised that I've been on my phone for 10 minutes, but that's 10 minutes I could have been doing something else. It would have been way more efficient, like blogging, vlogging, yeah, just things that, I don't know, if I work really hard at things, I feel really good about stuff, it pays off, so just to nail that one too. The next one is to make lists. I've always been a really bad list maker. I don't know why. I have quite a good memory, so I've never really needed to do it, but making lists has made me feel like I achieve more. I've done it recently, all this week, where I've just made 2 or 3 things that I need to get done, and when I tick them off at the end of the day, I just feel really good about myself. Especially having a baby, sometimes you can feel like a whole day's passed and you haven't done anything. So I think when you have lists of things that like you need doing, like I said, don't overdo it, but just a couple of little things that you probably would have done anyway, but just writing it down and ticking it off makes you feel loads better. The last one is to be in the moment, which is ironic seeing as I'm not in the moment right now, but just, I don't know, like sometimes when I'm sat at the table with Rory, I can find myself on my phone, like catching up on Instagram stories when he's eating his food, and I don't really want him to have those memories. Obviously he's not old enough for that yet, but I just want him to know that I'm with him in that moment. Or sometimes I can put him in the jumper room in front of the telly for 20 minutes whilst I go around and do housework. That probably will still happen, but I just kind of want it to happen a little bit less. I want to get better at utilising his nap times and his bedtimes. He's not a great napper right now, so we'll see how that goes. But as he gets better at napping, I want to make sure that when he's asleep, I am working then and not working when he is about. Okay, so in short, those are the things I'm going to be doing. Like I said, I'm going to be tracking the progress on my blog and on this YouTube channel, so let me know what you think of that. If you want to get involved, then please leave me a comment and tell me what your goals are or how you want to be involved, and we'll go through it together, and I will let you know how it's making me feel, whether I'm keeping up with it. Like I said, it's consistency. I'm really bad for stuff like this, like saying it and not doing it, but I think in the week that's happened already, I feel so much better, and just feel generally way happier, way more light-hearted and just carefree. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will keep up with us on our happiness project. I hope it wasn't too off topic for you, but if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!